When you think king of the jungle in the off-road SUV segment, the Jeep Wrangler probably is number one on your list. What's going on, ATN Off-Road? That's right. Today we're going to talk some Jeep Wrangler, and I want to look over their product lineup and see, is there any value? I mean, you can start with the Sport, you can go all the way up to the more off-road 392, the beast of the beast. But in that middle ground, is there any value? So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull up the old website here. So there you go. And this is their 25 lineup. Now, 26 should be dropping any moment now. I know you can go to dealers and literally order a 26, and prices have come down slightly. I say slightly. It's not some big. I think Jeep's gotten price since the pandemic. They went way too crazy in prices. You used to be able to get a nice Rubicon for about 53. Now you're almost 70 to get a Rubicon, but that's a different story. So let's look at what we got here. We got the Sport starting at 37,000. Got a Sport S for 40,000, and I'm doing all four doors on this because honestly, it's the best selling vehicle they do is the four door. And I know two-door guy, I would love to have a two-door Wrangler, but ultimately, I got a family I got to put in the damn thing, so that kind of sways people's opinions of what they're buying. Now, the Willys, which I've owned the Willys Gladiator, I've loved that trim. It's a good trim, and they've made it even better. But we're starting out at 44,790 for that, so you can see. There is a nice little chunk of change each time you go up. Now, if you want the more classy version, we got the Sahara there for 49,000. Then we get into the big boys. We get into the Rubicon package, and if you're into off-roady things, the Rubicon might be on your list to look at because, well, you want all those the lockers. You want the sway bar connect. You want to be able to use that. And from the factory, man, it's pretty hard to beat that unless you go up into the Rubicon X, which gives you all the luxury features, and it's starting about 62,000. So you can see it's about a $10,000 jump from a Rubicon to the Rubicon X. And is that really worth it? It's only probably worth it if you want the painted hard tops and you want, the leather stuff like that. But then we go from 62 to holy hell, we go to $105,000 for the Rubicon 392. Now, I would love to have a Rubicon 392, but guess what? I don't have that kind of money that I can just start throwing around at $100,000 vehicles like that, especially for what they are. And I know you say, hey Dave, you own a Raptor, but guess what? Mine was $93,000. So at probably at the end of the day, including after discounts, I'm still about $15,000 to $20,000 cheaper than what this Rubicon 392 is, but boy, she's sweet. She is sweet. But back to the video here, and you can see this is the king of their lineup. But I really think if you start pricing out $52,000, you look at the Willys. So you can 44,000 on that one. But let's just see what we're getting with the Willys and make our choice up there. And you get a bunch of fun colors with this. This is something that I do like that they do. We're going to get all the greens and the oranges and stuff. But we're looking for wheels, standard. That's not a bad looking wheel. We get down, you can get if you want the rock sliders and all that, you want the hard top, there's the black hard top. I don't see the painted for Willys, so, that's kind of a bummer. If you want that Sky Touch, which is a pretty nice way to do it, is about $4,000. So then you're basically into the Rubicon. Snorkels, $1,400 if you want any of that fun. Interior, you're only going to get, looks like cloth, which honestly, they do a very good cloth seat. A little hard, but the actual materials itself are very nice. We're just going through here, and there's a lot of things you can do. Once again, here's the hard top. You want to add that for $655. Floor liners, all the fun, all the heavy-duty flooring system that says there. But let's go back. I want to look at the Rubicon real quick because we do see. Make sure this is on buy because I don't want the lease prices. Let's go with the Rubicon and just hit select there. And once again, you get all the fun colors. We're getting a soft top, though you can get into the hard tops. Grill, if you want that black painted grill, that's pretty sweet. Though I do like the way they do the Rubicon grill already. Now you're getting into more of the capable bumpers. So if you want to add some the bumper fun, there you go. Here's the wheels. Looks like we're getting a little bit more option. Obviously, we can get the 315, I don't even know what they call this package anymore. They've renamed it 2 or 3 times. But if you want 35s, you can get their extreme package. With that, you're probably going to get the reinforced tailgate and all that fun. So, similar but not. We do get the option here if you want the colored hard top, which we didn't get with the Willys edition. So that's $1,800, which honestly makes a big difference. I like a Jeep with the painted hard top. I think it makes it look great. And nothing wrong with the soft top. I just personally, I like the painted hardtop there. Once again, snorkels. But now we're getting into where you can get the you're getting definitely more options. You can see definitely, if you notice from the get-go, the options for your AC and everything is all changed. Getting a lot more, you know, you can get like that the cold weather, or what they used to call the cold weather package. You get all the heated seats and stuff like that added to it. But then you can add leather if you want leather into there. Remember what I said? You can start adding all this. That's $2,000 there. If you want the roof, you know, where was it at? So paint the roof, almost $2,000 there. That, you know, you're getting into that. You're definitely getting into that Rubicon X package, which I don't like that they do that personally. I'm not a fan that Jeep has pushed people into this new trim. It for one, it just sounds goofy. Sorry, Jeep guys, if you love that. But as you can see, you're getting a better sound system and everything. So, and to me, those are important things. I do want my sound system to sound great. You can get the headliner. Once again, you can get it in the other one. Same thing with the heavy duty flooring system there. And ultimately, you're getting pretty close to the same vehicle. And in a lot of cases, the wheelies might be right for you because you're like, hey, Dave, I know I'm going to go straight to 37s. Well, if you do that, remember you got that smaller axle up front. So just be aware of that. You know, you are getting a Dana 30 in this, and you are getting in the Rubicons, you're getting a Dana 44. So that does make a big difference to me personally, if how I'm going to build it. And some people just build them for the street. No shame in that game if you want to do that. And the 30 is probably fine if you just keep it on the road. But if I'm going to buy an off-road SUV like this, I'm damn sure going to use it. But let's just quickly look at the Rubicon X. Obviously, you get the same colors. You're already getting a lot of the painted options there. You can get the capable bumpers, all that stuff, wheels. You can go right to the 315s there, the 35s you want. And yeah, I mean, you're getting a lot of value, but interior wise is kind of where it's going to be. You're getting the leather standard. You know, you're getting some stuff like that. Getting a lot of stuff standard where you're not on the Rubicon. And does that mean that the Rubicon is a better mid-price value? Because that's kind of crazy if you kind of just sit here and think about, well, maybe the Rubicon is that middle ground now at 51,000, starting out at 51. Let's see. Once again, the Willys starts out at 44. The Rubicon 50, we'll say 52, so 62, about $10,000 jump. And if you left it alone, there's a lot of value there. I mean, there's a lot of value there if you just leave a Rubicon alone. But who of us do that? Nobody here is going to do that. We're all going to want to go take it to the tire shop, put our favorite tires under it, probably putting 35s under it. Maybe if you're crazy, putting 37s under it, small lift to do that. And, you know, you could probably do that. Tires are going to run you under $3,000. A lift, if you do it yourself, is pretty cheap. I mean, you can put some puck stuff under this thing for well under a couple $100, and there you go. And then the wheelies you look at and you go, hey, we're probably going to be another $5,000 or $6,000 to build that thing up how I want it. And that's, you know, again, then you're back into the Rubicon territory, which just boggles my mind. And if you're into Jeeps, leave me a comment, man. Let me know where you're at with this. I've owned a couple of Jeeps, old YJ back in the day, but I had a Gladiator, a 21 Gladiator that I loved. You know, had a couple flaws, but all vehicles do. But I look at this and I'm like, this makes it tough. And then, you know, you wait long enough and there's going to be some deals on 25s. And I mean, there's going to be some deals that you're going to want to wait on because they haven't been flying off the shelves like they used to. And we do know they're up for a model change here soon. And well, that might sway your opinion on what you want to do for the next 2 to 3, maybe 5 years that you own the vehicle. Maybe you want the latest and greatest at all times. Might want to wait on this. But overall, there's a perfect Jeep for you out there, and clearly they have something priced all the way, you know, all the way to $100,000. We start at 37,000, all the way up to $100,000. And even though, you know, you can get deals at times, these damn things are still pretty expensive. So in the comments below, let me know, where do you find the most value in your Jeep Wrangler? I personally, once again, think maybe that Rubicon is the best value out there for getting front rear lockers, the sway disconnect. You're getting some upgraded features in the interior that you don't in the lower trim Willys. But then again, maybe you just want that classy ride and you want the Sahara. Who am I to say? But leave us a comment, let us know. And this has been your ATN Off-Road. I'm your host, Dave, and we're out. Peace.